going to shoot this one from the hip. That's
what we
the best
do best.
way to do things, isn't it?
It is. That's what we do best.
You should be live.
We're live?
You're live.
Hey guys, welcome back to the TCG Proshow. We're back this week. I know we've been gone for a couple of weeks, but we're back with, I think, what's going to be one of our best guests and best shows to date. There is so much more to making a house photogenic and have the feeling of a home than just the house itself. So we're here with Nancy of Show Homes of the Triad. Welcome to the show. Thanks for being on.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
And we're back, of course, with my co-host. Don't want to leave old Dad out of the equation.
Sidekick, yeah. I'm just along for the ride. That's all right.
Yeah. So we made an announcement here recently. Before I forget, at the beginning of the show, we have answered the call, and we are now offering a CE elective. We have dates up and coming here in the Triad, and we're excited to bring that to you guys. If you go to closingguys.com, you can register for more information and get up to date about all of our dates. If you are with a specific office and you'd like us to talk about coming in and doing a private class for your office, we have a few available dates to still work on that. So make sure to contact us. You got info@theclosingguys.com.
You know that we were at a real estate office this morning, and it was amazing how the agents just kind of, when you told the content, what's going to be presented, how excited people were about it when we kind of talked.
Yeah, so I guess we should mention it's not just a CE class. We've come up with our own elective. As you guys may or may not know, Dad and I have a significant background in construction and home inspections, and we've seen a lot of holes and gaps over the years, and so we've created a class that we feel like is going to address all that. And it's all about home inspections, but it's going to be fun, it's going to be interactive, full of video, with practical checklists. We're going to cover three main topics. One, understanding what is a home inspection. There's a lot of misconceptions there. What's involved, what's not. We're going to bust all the myths. Two, how do you prepare? You may not have thought about this, but preparation is one of the most important parts going into a home inspection. Make sure you get your money's worth. And three, the part I'm most excited about is we're going to teach agents how to do a 20-minute inspection to spot the big red flags. Get ahead of the big issues. Don't wait till the last minute. Sometimes things are more obvious, and if you know what to look for, save yourself a lot of time and trouble. So closingguys.com, register for more information.
I want to go.
Well, we'd love to have you. So, Nancy, tell us a little bit about Show Homes of the Triad and your background with that and what you guys do.
Okay. So we do home staging on vacant properties and occupied properties. So the occupied is if someone is going to stay in their home until it sells. Mm-hmm. And we come in and we declutter, we depersonalize, neutralize their space because we want to minimize the homeowner, maximize the house. So we'll take down the 50 family portraits and neutralize the colors, go from the pinks to the grays or beiges, whichever is the case. But we come in and we take away a lot of the personal items. We try to arrange the furniture so you have a good continuous flow through the house. But the main thing is it's twofold. It's getting the homeowners to take that first step away and separate themselves from the house. Okay. And the second part is letting the buyers come in and fall in love with the house, not your things. So it's really very important for a buyer to come in and see a neutral palette versus all the weird dark colors or the overscale or underscaled furniture. So that's one of the big things that we do. The other is the vacant. So we'll come in and we'll bring whatever. We'll do 4 rooms or greater. Sometimes we do the whole house. We'll stage it, do artwork, rugs. Unless you look in the closet, you don't know somebody lives there. Mm-hmm. So it's really pretty cool. And then the other one we do is called home manager staging, where we actually will screen people. We move them into a house. We stage it. They have to keep it show ready all the time. They take over utilities, lawn care, pool care, and they can never refuse a showing. So the lights are on for the realtors. A lot of times we'll do fresh baked cookies or, just make it really warm and inviting for the buyers. And then that way the agents don't have to come over early, turn everything off, turn everything on. But it keeps the homeowner from having to pay vacant home insurance too. And the entire house is staged with that program. And we stay with it until it sells. The difference between that and the vacant pays up front, the home manager is at the end. Okay. So that's actually our signature service. And then we do updates and renovations. Not to tread on your side, but we do updates and renovations as well. So we can come in and just have a one-stop shop for the agent or the homeowner, either way.
Well, I
You know-
bet you people love that fact that they can get it all done one stop. I mean, that's we
yeah.
hear that all the time. Well, I have these ideas, or I would like to have this done, but I don't know who to call. So that really sounds like a great concept. So.
It is. Plus, we do professional photography and brokers opens on a lot of our properties.
Okay, so you guys will stage it, then you can guys have the photography done on it, and then it's kind of, you guys are the whole listing service package. You know, just to clarify, just to take a quick step back, with the closing guys, you know, we promote great services. So, you know, we want to, you guys do a great job. We want to promote what you guys do and those renovations and updates. We are not, you know, the closing guys is not in the business of actually doing the work. We're in the business of, you know, being the bridge between the
Gotcha.
people that need it and the people that have the talent and the
Good.
skills. And it
Okay.
sounds like you guys offer some really comprehensive services. This home manager thing, that's interesting. Is that something unique to
Yes.
the franchise? How did that come about? Like, where did that need come in? It's kind of interesting, the idea of someone coming and actually staying in a home to help keep it show ready. What are some of the benefits and all?
Well, to tell you where it started, 1984 in
Okay.
Atlanta, Show Homes of America started, and it was during the time when the bank was owning so many properties. And these two guys saw all these vacancies being vandalized, deteriorating. So they went to the bank and they said, "Hey, what do you think of this idea?" And that's where it was born, and it really has taken off. We've had anywhere from 6 to 8 to 10 properties at a time with a home manager in it, and we screen really very strictly. So, but the benefits of it are on both sides actually. For the homeowner, it guarantees them that the house is show ready all the time. They don't have to pay an extra person to come and mow, keep the house clean, and no vacant home insurance. So, and then the whole house is staged at the same time. For the realtor, show ready, lights on, always available. But for the home manager, our home managers are typically executives that are moving into an area, specifically here for us, but all over the country, who just need temporary housing. They're either in a reload package and they're not sure where they want to go, or they're coming out of a life change, divorce, whatever, and they don't want to sign a long-term lease. So the only thing that we ask of our home managers is that you give us a 60-day notice if you want to leave the program. And we have people that come in and out of the program as different things change in their life. And if they're a home manager for me, they can go to California, already vetted, be a home manager out there, wherever they want to go. But it gives them the security of living in a nicer home for much lower fees.
So they pay a rent to be a part of that.
We don't call it rent.
Well, okay, but
Yeah.
in essence, it's a
service fee.
It's a service fee.
And we have to distinguish that because they're not renters. They're basically human props for us. The only reason that they pay us fees is because they cover the monthly fees that the homeowners don't have to pay. And it covers our furniture and it covers the insurance part.
Gotcha.
So
That's interesting. Are you guys, is that something like you've kind of like, you don't really need to look for people for that, or are you guys in?
we did initially, but we really don't have to so much anymore because
Okay.
the realtors call us. Some of the banks call us and say, "Hey, we've got somebody moving to the area. Can you help?" So we don't have to do the searches as much
Okay.
anymore.
Yeah, I was before we dive into questions about what's involved in doing that, sounds like you guys have plenty of people to be a part of your program. So
We're always looking for more.
So you mentioned that this is a franchise. Tell us a little bit about the franchise and what area you cover and
So we cover basically Greensboro, High Point, and Winston. We can go a little bit outside of that territory, but there are 4 franchises in North Carolina. There's one in Asheville, there's one in Raleigh, and there's one in North Charlotte.
okay.
So we kind of stay close to here. It's such a big market for us, and we really haven't tapped into the full potential of the market. It's constantly growing and constantly changing.
But you told me something pre-show that you got to tell. I mean, if you just barely tapped into it, and yet you are.
We are number 2 in the country out of 37 franchises.
wow, right here in the Triad.
We're number 1 for single territory, but number 2 overall. Yeah.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That
you
is.
guys
Thank
are
you.
obviously doing a great job.
I have
so.
a fantastic team. I really do. You know, some of it's family, some of it's friends, but I mean, it took us a while to build the team that we want, and we don't have any turnover.
So we see all different kinds of staging when we go in. We see houses. We see, and literally some, we're like, does somebody live in here? We're not real sure, you know. And others, you know, just like they put some flowers out or, you know, that kind of thing. So tell us a little bit about, you know, how extensive is the service that you provide?
We don't do the accessory staging. That's when somebody
Okay.
just puts out the flowers and the towels. We don't do that. We start basically at 4 rooms. We have found that if you do the 4 key impact rooms in a house, those are the rooms that the buyers are really interested in and looking at. So we tend to stick to those.
So that would be master bedroom, the dining room, living room.
Kitchen.
Kitchen, you got it.
Okay.
You
Well,
got it.
I wouldn't think you'd put a lot of, but I guess you got to make it look like, you know, someone's there in the kitchen.
You do.
Okay. Makes
You really
sense.
do. And then
It kind of shows what I know about, you know,
You're doing good.
decorating.
You're doing good. But then we'll go all the way up to a whole house, even if they don't want a home manager.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll do both ways.
That's great.
So, you know, somebody lives in their home, something that just kind of crossed my mind when you were talking about the situation. So say I'm living in my home and I want you to come stage it or
Mm-hmm.
come sell it. And you come in and you look at my furniture and you're like, the animals and kids have beat this up. It's not really the right colors and the right... How does that work? Do you guys help people with that? Or they have to kind of go man it? Do they have to go store it? Do you guys store it for them and swap things out? How would that work for someone?
We do have one of the people on our team is actually our mover, and he also has storage places in Kernersville and in Winston. So a lot of times if a homeowner's things won't work and they're willing to take them out of the house and let us bring stuff in, he will take their things and store it, and then when the house sells, he'll bring it back. But we do color consultations for people that need to change colors. Sometimes people want to do it themselves, and we're okay with that. We do charge for those types of consultations because it's our time, and you're going
Right.
to use your own services, so we don't work for free. But we'll come in and we'll do color consultations, and then sometimes we'll just do what we call a walk and talk.
Right.
And the realtors love this because it's a 2-hour service. We'll come in and we just kind of do a mad dash through the house in those 2 hours and do a mini makeover. And then leave you a list of things that you can do beyond that, or we can extend it to 4 hours if we need to.
What kinds of things are you guys actually doing during that time?
We are moving furniture, moving pictures,
Okay.
decluttering. We try to compress what we can. I mean, we obviously can't do the full makeover like we would do in a whole day, but you know, we just try to do enough to have an impact to make a difference. So,
Okay.
So tell me about your training, how you got into this. Where did you learn all that you know about staging a home?
It actually came about just through trial and error, being a designer in a furniture store in Myrtle Beach. And then I went into partnership with a builder-developer in a furniture store. So, you know, really learning about scale and use of color, textures and colors and things that go together. It just came. I mean, that's truly a gift from God for me. Mm-hmm. My background is actually business administration. So
That's helpful.
I know.
To start
I was
learning how
supposed to go
run a
into
business.
hospital administration with my dad, and he's like, "What happened?" I'm like, "Don't know." But
This sounds like a whole lot more fun.
Yeah.
isn't it though? So it just has grown over the years. And my husband and I was a store manager for Thomasville in Charlotte, and I got transferred to Florida. And I took over as district manager for Thomasville for the state of Florida, and we had a week to find a place to live. And so obviously we couldn't buy in a week. And we saw this ad for a house, and we're like, no way, this house is this price for rent. Not happening.
Yeah.
So we went in. Turns out it was a show home. So
Okay.
we were home managers in Florida, and then we made several moves in between Florida and Winston. And when we got back here, the franchise owner down there called and said, "Hey, your territory's available. You guys should jump on it." We did.
And what year was this? How long?
That was July 2014.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we met the president. He happened to be bringing his son to Wake Forest that weekend, so we met him. We signed the papers, and
Wow.
Rest is history.
And in 5 years, you guys have gone to the top of the leaderboards. You must be doing something right.
I hope so.
That's
I like to
really-
think we are.
Sure.
And it's awesome that you get to follow your passion with it too. You know, I mean, it's you take that administration background, which you got to be able to run your business.
Yeah.
Just having a great idea or making a house look great doesn't keep the back end turning.
Right.
But to be able to work in something that you have natural talent in, that's
And the way we built it, my husband has a lot of construction knowledge just naturally. So he really helps with the updates and renovation side. And he's my QuickBooks and spreadsheet guru. So I love that part. I hate doing it, so I love him doing it. And then we have one of our daughters who does all of the operation side for us.
okay.
We have another daughter who helps us with QuickBooks. And then we have Angela, who I told you helps us. All she does is marketing. And then we have our movers and our construction team. And then we have another designer. I can't forget Beth. We have another designer who has been phenomenal because we do a lot of luxury staging.
Yeah.
So.
It sounds like you didn't have enough children.
We have a family business too, so
So
we understand there are a lot of benefits to
There
that.
are.
Really, I mean, we
have
get
6.
to. That's
Well,
great.
And what a blessing that your kids want to have the ability to fit a niche and then want to work with you guys. You
Yeah.
know, we hear it all the time. I can't believe that you guys work together. How do you make that work? But, you know,
Yeah.
I assume it works well for you guys too.
It
so.
really does.
Well, you have an easygoing dad. That's why it works here. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
I can see that chemistry. It's just like this. That works real well.
It really does work
I think
good.
it's the pro life.
It is.
So tell us about your favorite success story. What have you done recently that is real impressive? Tell us.
The most recent one was we took over a house in Louisville to do updates and like a small makeover staging on. The house had been on the market for about 6.5 years. It was really pink everywhere.
Yes, we've seen some pictures of this.
You saw the pink
Yeah.
house. So we went in and we neutralized as much of the pink as we could in the main areas of the house. We did the kitchen, the dining room, the great room, and the master bedroom and bath. And we were under a really, really tight timeline. We did all of that in a week.
Whoa.
And we came in and staged in a day. And it went under contract in less than 4 weeks.
I bet the real estate agent was pretty
He's
excited about
ecstatic.
that. Yeah.
He was ecstatic. I think probably my favorite, though, was a really little house in Greensboro that was over on the Sunset Drive area. And the guy that had it loved the house. We finally talked him into doing some updates between the realtor and I. So he updated the house, and we came in and we staged. And the listing was a coming soon for the day that we were staging. They had 3 calls for showings the day that we staged. First 2 people in and out. The third couple, they kept walking around, and we typically don't let people in when we're staging because it's a liability for hazard. But we did. We really didn't have a whole lot of choice. But we let this couple in, and we noticed they just kept hanging around. They went and sat on the front porch, and finally we went and said, "Is there anything we can help you all with?" She said, "I wanted to see what you're going to do with this room. That's the one room I can't figure out." I said, "Okay." So we stopped and we went and staged that room. They left and wrote an offer. It never even went fully live.
Wow.
So,
So does most of your business come through real estate agents? Is that
yes.
pretty much where?
Yes.
Okay.
And the big thing is for realtors, a lot of them really don't understand the extent of the staging process. They think they blink and it's there and we're done. It actually takes about 4 to 5 days from the time we go to the house and view it and plan it, and then we go back to the warehouse and we pull and we pack and then we load and then we come and we stage. And we have to unload in between the load and stage.
Sure.
But it generally takes us about a full day or 2/3 of a day to do a really good 4-room house. So for the realtors, it just gives them a great showing. It separates their listing from the vacants. Because only 10% of buyers can visualize their things in a house that has a lot of colors or that has the wrong scale of furniture. So it's really important to get a mix of good color and good scale for your furniture. So.
What other, things is it that make a successful staging process? So you said scale of furniture, neutralizing colors. What are some other things that people should be thinking about when they're making their house? If you don't mind sharing.
No,
some of
I don't mind. It's really about, like I said before, minimizing the furnishings, if it's vacant, or the homeowner's things if it's occupied. But it's really about maximizing the features of the house. Like, a lot of these houses have these really tall second-story fireplaces. There's nothing that's drawing the eye up. So it's really important to get your art to scale on the walls as well as your furniture and rugs on the floor. But you don't want to overpack a room. You want to leave a lot of floor space so that people can visualize if they've got a big sectional, this really is going to fit. So it's about spreading things out and showing the room for what it can be and showing the potential.
So does that, when you say scale, is it as simple as smaller rooms need smaller furniture, bigger rooms need bigger furniture? Is there more to it than that?
There's more to it than that. You have a focal zone that is eye level.
Okay.
So you want to make sure that pretty much everything you do can be right there in the focal zone, unless you've got the really tall fireplaces, and then you want to be able to draw the eye up. If you've got great crown molding or beautiful stonework, you really want to play off of that. In the small houses, people tend to sometimes put furniture that's too small and a lot of it. So you just need to minimize the amount of furniture that you put in a room for staging. You don't have your dog beds out. Don't have your cat litter out. Make it crisp and clean.
Yeah.
And just not too bright on your colors. Just keep it pretty neutral.
In a lot of cases, is it really worse somebody going in? So let's say we go in houses and it's like a rainbow, but people we've used bright colors. Is it like most houses like that? People should consider turning it neutral before they sell.
Yes.
It really does make a big difference because not everybody wants peach and lavender and
Give her an
mint.
opportunity to say that a little louder. Her head was turned away from the microphone.
Yes, absolutely, yes.
I didn't want anybody to miss
Hands
that.
down, yes. It's so funny because people really don't realize that 10% is a tried and true fact.
Yeah.
It's not just a number we pluck out of the air. People really can't visualize past the purples and the pinks and even the reds now. They need to see that their things can go in there. The days of DIY are over. They are done. Everybody's too busy. They don't want to take the time on to do it themselves because they start and they get frustrated and then they call us, which is okay too. But we like to start at the beginning and fix it from the
Well,
from
we're
the very
behind
start.
you 100% on that.
Yeah.
To think if that truly is over, the world is a better place, really. Not everybody can do things yourself and it end up with a
95% of people are better off to bring in a professional for most things, and that's just the way that it is. We won't even get into some of the things that we see.
One of my wife's favorite sayings is, "Call the man."
There you go.
Call the right person.
There you go.
Call the right person.
The
to
other
do the
part
job.
of this, though, is that we don't do just buying and selling. We do properties for people who are just in their house and want to change, whether it's the update change or they want new furniture. We'll actually go in and help people get new furniture and basically stage their room for them to live in. So we do all sides.
I think that's a great service because if you don't do something every day and you don't have the feel and the eye for it, it's hard to take the time and you're shopping, you're looking, okay, this piece looks cool, but what will it look like in my house? Is it? And like you said, if it's not the right size, you may get it there and it not feel right,
Right.
in the room. And assembling all those knickknacks, I'm sure you guys have great sources
We do.
where to find things, and that you can spend tremendous. My wife, who's our producer, standing off screen over here, you can spend tremendous amounts of time looking for things.
I'll be there tomorrow. Yeah, it's a huge thing because on that side of just a homeowner who wants to stay in their house, but they just don't really like it. It's not soothing to them. We want people to feel like that's their oasis when they go home. That's their restful place, their calming place.
Right.
We have such busy lives. Everybody deserves to be comfortable and happy when they go home and relax and not stressed about, I need to paint, I need to do this, I really want to buy this, but I don't know where to look. We take a lot of that burden away from them.
Yeah. So, you guys can help with decoration and design, painting. What all services can you guys offer in your updates? What kinds of other items would you guys come in and touch?
We're doing one in Greensboro right now that is pretty massive. we've now added roofing.
Oh my goodness.
So the homeowner, we do everything. Our contractor is amazing, and he has such a talented crew. We do everything: plumbing. We do the high-tech digital showers, lighting, granite, flooring, landscaping, roofs, you name it, windows,
Anything and everything.
anything and
So
everything.
you guys offer full renovation
Yes, we do.
services now. Okay.
Now,
So
the
your
on-
contractor is in-house? He's a separate company, or?
We consider him in-house, but yeah, he's a separate company. But we keep him so busy. We like to consider him in-house.
Okay.
But we really, even inspection reports, a lot of realtors have started calling us for inspection reports
Just
and
to do the punch list.
to do the punch list.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
There is so much need for repair requests, for handling that,
Yeah.
and what people may not realize is the value of being able to have that one-stop shop. It's not just that you guys can; it's that you guys have found a contractor you can trust who does these hands-on projects, and we get it all the time. We get calls for projects, and there's this size project that is too big for a handyman. He can't handle it. But a contractor who builds homes may not be able to handle it either because their
Right.
infrastructure is not designed to come in and be that hands-on. It's very hands-on when you're
It is.
renovating someone's house. So, being able to call you guys and you guys can help out with those things. That's a hard thing to find right now. It's those guys are few and far between. We don't always have a great place to send somebody with that certain size,
And
project.
he has two guys that are project managers for him that basically handle that side of the business. But one thing that we do, I think, that separates us from a lot of other stagers, number one, we do the luxury staging, and we're certified luxury stagers. The other thing is, with the inspection reports, we actually encourage, like the higher end properties or the much older properties, we encourage the owners to get an inspection prior to listing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We are such champions of that. It goes so far.
It does. And then you've got all the headaches out of the way. You know what you're facing. You fix what you want. And then you leave certain things, if you don't really feel like they need to, that aren't important. But that way you're sending a positive message to the buyer. Hey, I'm ready for you. Bring it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so that's important. I don't know how we can reiterate that. It's not that you're replacing the buyer's home inspection.
right.
You're just taking the extra step to get the house ready and up to date and in shape.
Right.
Make sure that you don't scare a buyer off by an item that you weren't aware of that needed
Right.
to be done. That's pretty critical. So I'm thinking of the different HGTV shows that that I've seen. That my wife was a big fan of that, and I kind of come in on them every once in a while. And you're kind of that on wheels. You actually take what people are seeing. They may see some project, don't know how to get it done, but you can actually take that and actually get that accomplished.
So take the Chip and Joanna Gaines without the looks and without the money, and that's what we do, and without the shiplap. That's what we do.
You don't get requests for a shiplap, do you?
Thank heavens, no.
No, I'm shocked.
No, that's not in my.
It
in my
is so funny when
wheelhouse.
we're doing home inspections. A lot of times the client will come and they'll be looking around the house, but we always can spot those that have been watching because they always say, "Well, can't we just blow out this wall right here?"
For $300, yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Said
So-
no one ever. No. we can't.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
We do. I mean, it's a lot like that, and we're so passionate about it. I think that's the other thing that separates us. It's not just a business. We take a lot of pride in knowing that people love what we do and are happy with what we do. It's integrity is really, really important to us. And if you're not happy, we want to know why, and we're going to fix it.
yeah. Well, you said something to me when we were talking ahead of the show about how much fun you have doing what you do.
We do.
And I really think it's so critical. You're going to end up with a better job, number one, but you're going to end up with happy people when you enjoy doing what you do. So
We do. We have a lot of fun. I've never considered this a job. It's just always been a fun career. I've never felt like I have to get up and go to work today. I get up and I'm like, I get to do this today.
No, that's awesome.
So
That really is awesome. What a goal everybody should aspire to. So somebody selling a home, buying a home, owns a home, has heard this and wants to take advantage of your services. What steps do they need to take? What's next for a client?
they just call me or email me or go to our website or Facebook. So we're all
What's the number?
336-778-6566.
And your email?
njones@showhomes.com.
And the website?
showhomestriadnc.com.
This is not a
Think about
test.
that one.
I've already tagged her in the comments.
Oh,
good.
Before you sign off, can you ask her a little bit about marketing her business?
Yeah. So what have you guys done? Marketing is probably the thing that most people in the home services and the contracting sphere struggle with the most. What have you guys done that's made marketing your business a success?
We have several different steps that we do. Initially, when we first started up, I do one-on-one with the realtor. Can't make it stop. So I would meet with realtors for breakfast, lunch, coffee, whatever you said you could meet with. I would go meet with them, and they would ask, why did you pick me? Well, yes, I stalked you. I looked at your website. I looked at the houses that you offer, how fast they close. Those are the types of things that we want to know. And then from there, we started doing sales presentations or not necessarily sales, but presentations in realtors' offices and just showing them some of our before and after. And then Angela came on board and really got involved with doing extra marketing on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, anywhere she could find, LinkedIn. And then we found Tyler, or Tyler found us. I don't know which way you want to go with that, but we started doing video series that have been huge for us, and we do a lot of live Facebook. But we also have the backing of corporate. We have the national brand. So everything we do goes out on a national basis, and any of the other franchises countrywide can use it.
How has video impacted your business using
Huge.
that?
Huge. We have anywhere from 2,000 to 4,000 people that will follow some of the videos. Our videos with Tyler were just massive. And every time that I post a live Facebook post from one of the houses that we're doing, we automatically have people who interject and ask questions or, give us the little heart signs. And we have a pretty big following through those.
That should be, that's a great tip for anybody that's listening to this, to take advantage of getting, what it is. And you guys have something out there I think people want to see. And that's a great thing. No, well, I mean, it's we've proven with our culture, and people love HGTV. They love that kind of stuff. And you guys are offering that. It's on a local scale. It's in our backyard. It's someone doing it. And not only can I watch them, I can call them. You can't call Chip and Jen again.
Right.
I mean, maybe you could, but, you really can't call them to do work for you. And you guys are somebody you can work with. And, that's one of the big things we preach here. If you'll kind of show your knowledge, show your ability through video, it gives people a way to say, hey, I like what they do. I want to come do it for me. And that's really cool that it's working for you guys. We'd love to hear those success stories. It's, it's been impactful in our businesses as well.
But the funny thing is we didn't realize how impactful it was and how many people were actually following until we started getting messages. Hey, when's your next post? Have you done any more on that house? What's the progress look like? Especially on the pink house. That was just too funny. And the renovation that we're doing now in Greensboro, we've started doing them weekly because we've got so many people asking, "What have you done? What happened this week?"
Oh, that's great.
So
That's great. Well, we love to hear it. So keep up the good work.
Thank you.
We'll try to do our best to share some of your content.
Thank
And
you.
your marketing person needs to, share the show and
She will.
get it out there. And
she'll
all.
tag.
Okay, awesome. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for being on today. We appreciate you taking your
Thank you
time.
guys so
and
much.
sharing.
Pleasure.
And,
Real pleasure.
guys, if you guys need any of these services, we are so impressed with what Show Homes does. Find them online, call them. I think they'd love to help you out. So thanks for watching again today. We'll be back next week with a new Proshow topic. In the meantime, make sure to connect with us on social media. Brad the Closing Guy on Instagram, right here on Facebook. Make sure to like and follow the page so you see our up live videos. You can watch them live, ask questions, and follow us on YouTube as well at the Closing Guys Media. So thanks for tuning in today. We'll be back next week. Bye, guys.
Thanks for that, guys. That was so much fun.
Yeah.
We